Hey everybody, on this video I'm going to show you how to make a standard through truss bridge. So if your printout is something like this, it's a standard one section through truss bridge. It doesn't have to have verticals, but it'll work for this. This is a process you're going to use to do a standard through truss bridge. You'll need your printouts, your yellow bridge building sheets. I'm using white so all my marks show up better for the video, but you'll need to have a yellow sheet. You're also going to need a ruler and a pencil, not pen, a pencil. The first thing you're going to do when you get your yellow sheets is over here on the left, it says designed by in class. Don't worry about the other ones, we won't use that. What you're going to do then in the designed by is write your first and last name. So I'm putting Mr. Rademski. You're going to write your first and last name, and for class you'll put whichever class period it is you're in. What we're going to do to start this off is we have to first look at some minimum sizes. So for a standard through truss such as this, there is a minimum height requirement. Okay, to do that you have to find your road deck. I have highlighted my road deck yellow so that you can see it. Yours is not yellow on your page. It is just an outline here that you can see. That is the road deck. That must be included into your drawing. That will be the bottom beam of your bridge. The minimum height requirement above this is 8 boxes or 8 rows. Okay, so what we're going to do on the end over here, we're going to take here and count up 8 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, at the top edge of that box, we're going to come over and put a line, and you're going to put min for minimum 8. So that line is the lowest that the top edge of your bridge could go. So if you were to build this bridge here, this top beam could be at a minimum of 8. Your max for a through truss is all the way up to the top line on your paper. You can come all the way up here if you want. So those of you that want to make it really, really tall, go ahead and make it really, really tall. It just has to fit on the boxes on your paper. So that's the first thing you have to do, is find that, and then you and your partner will need to discuss how tall you want your bridge. Remember, you both have to have the same height. You're also going to have it where these top corners line up with each other so that your bridge will fit together. So your height and your overall width on top have to be the same. They will be identical on the base so that they fit on the testing rig. So you and your partner right now need to discuss how many boxes is it going to be tall and how wide is it going to be. Now that you've decided that with your partner, we're going to mark out here on our paper where it's going to go. So I have decided with my partner, myself, that I want to make this bridge 14 boxes tall. So what I need to do, start with my 8, and I'm just going to count up from here. So I'm going to go 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. On my 14th box, what I'm going to do is put a little C shape around it. Now this might not be where the beam is actually going to end, but I'm going to outline these corners of this box, these 3 corners. That is kind of like the end of our wooden beam. Our wood pieces are as wide as these boxes. They're actually square, so when you have the end of it, it looks just like one of these boxes. So this C shape is going to be where I line up my marks. What I'm going to do then is, with my ruler and pencil, very lightly, I'm going to line up with the bottom edge of this C, of this 14th row that I picked. You can pick whichever, and very lightly draw across your page, just dark enough so you can see the difference in the line. You're going to do the top edge as well. Again, very lightly, just so you can see it. That way you know where your top beam is going to be. This is setting our height. Okay, what we do next is going to come in from there. If you see next, we need to find the middle So this line that is here in the middle of your paper, it's a little dark line right in the middle of the road deck. You can go ahead and mark up that a little bit to make sure it stands out. That is the very center of your bridge. It's very important that we keep track of that and know where it's at. What we're going to do is divide our base, our road deck, into sections to match our drawings next. This will help locate where our parts will connect to the road deck. So if you look at your printout, you can see that along the road deck, which is this bottom part, you see the anchors here and here. The road deck in sections has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections. So if you look at this section here, it's also all split up by the little beams, and these are the connectors that were in place on the program when we designed it. So there's 6 sections. So we're going to look at just half of it. So right now we have 3 sections on just this half. This is halfway. Okay. On our box paper here, what we're going to do is count how many boxes there are from half to the end. When you're done counting, you hopefully came up with 36 boxes, and that is 36 boxes from the midway point here to the end. It works this way, it works this way. It's 36. What we need to do is take our 36 and divide it by the number of sections we have on that half of the bridge, which is 3. So when you divide 36 by 3, your answer is 12. What that 12 gets us is how many boxes we're going to move out till the next connector. So we should have 12 boxes here, 12 boxes here, 12 boxes here. So each of these sections is going to be 12 boxes. So to do that, we're going to start on our paper. On the ends, it works the best way to do this. So we're going to take our end box and we're going to fill that in. That's where our connector is going to go. So this piece of here is going to connect right here in the end. So we're going to fill in that box. Now we need to count over 12 and fill in. So we're going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're going to shade in that 12th box. It's important to color inside the lines so you know where it's at. We're going to go over 12 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now for right now, we're going to skip the middle. We're going to go to the other end and do this here. So fill in this end box. Then we're going to go over 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Shade it in carefully, go over another 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If we count 12 in, it ends up kind of right overlapping this middle line. So what we're going to do on the middle line is just lightly split the 2 boxes on either side of it. Those are going to be the midway point, and I like to kind of leave that one open. You can see if I zoom in or pull this up here, you can see what I did on that middle line. Just drew the box kind of halfway between the other lines there, because the middle is actually on a line, not in a space. Once we've got that marked, now we have to look at our design again and figure out where our connectors are going to go. In this particular case, we have angled ends and we have vertical supports. So we're going to mark our vertical supports here. So since these are straight above, we're just going to go straight above, which is pretty simple. So we have our top line drawn on here already very lightly. So our first corner, if we look here, it's going to be straight above the second connection on the bottom. So we'll move over to this one here, come straight up. Again, carefully shade in that mark. Then we just come over straight up, shade in those marks. You can come up the middle and then split that box again. So it's splitting the line, as you see there. Come up this one. Come up to our last fill in. Again, remember it's the second one in from the end. So we're going to come up, straight up the row, or the column, and fill in. Now that we have our top marks done, we're going to erase this extra mark here, these extra lines, so that they're out of the way and we don't accidentally try to connect things. This is why we said make those lines light. So we got that there. What we're going to do now is go over this top section between this mark and this mark a little bit heavier to make sure that we can see it very clearly now. So we're very clearly going to go over, pushing a little bit heavier, using our ruler to make sure our lines are straight. And we're going to connect our top box. So now we have our top beam and our road deck beam. So the first parts you then draw in are our vertical beams. So what you want to do to draw our vertical beams, so we're going to take our ruler and our pencils. We're going to put our pencil on the corner of the box first, right on the corner. We're going to line up our ruler next to that so that we have the same distance. We're going to draw right down that line to the bottom box. Go over it lightly the first time, a little heavier the second time, so then we can see our line clearly. Then you go to the other edge of those boxes, lightly, a little heavier to make a nice clear line. Now you can see I have my vertical. We're going to do that again for the rest of our verticals. Line up your corners, lightly, then kind of hard. Now this one, the middle, you really got to pay attention. Make sure your spacing of the ruler to the line is the same up and down and on both sides. So that way you can make sure it's straight. Again, come over. Again, make sure your lines are lined up first. Your ruler's lined up. Make a light line, make sure it's there. And then a dark line. Should something like that happen when your pencil breaks, blow it off, not wipe it off with your hand. If you wipe it off with your hand, it will make a big smearing mess on your paper. There's our vertical lines, our vertical supports. Next we have to start making diagonals. The very important part with this is that you line up your ruler with the proper corners. So we're going to start on the end, our end pieces. What we're going to do is take the top corners, so the very top corners of this end box, and we're going to line them up with the outside corners of this top box. So we're going to take our pencil at the top left corner on the outside edge of this box here. We're going to line it up with the top left corner of this bottom box on the end. This is going to help support it a lot. So we're going to go very lightly first. Make sure everything's lined up. Once it looks good, you go over it a little bit darker. Now we're going to line up the bottom left corner of this piece with the top right corner of this box down here that we've shaded. So again, top right corner, bottom left corner. Get them lined up. Connect it. It should still be roughly 1/8 of an inch wide as you go. Alright, same process out here on this end. We're going to go top right corner now with the top right corner of the bottom. And then top left corner of the bottom with the bottom right corner of the top. So we have our basic shape. Now for our inner angles, we're gonna have to do a little tricky here. Our inner angled pieces, so our diagonal pieces on the inside, are not going to connect to the top and the bottom. They connect to our vertical pieces. So I'll show you that here a couple of times. So we're gonna start on this end one here. Per our design, it comes down diagonally to the right. So we're going to start this right here at this top corner. So it's going to attach to our vertical piece at the top corner. It's going to be a full box wide here, and then it's going to come down to the bottom, a full box to the bottom corner and up one. So the top edge of our beam at the top is going to be right in the corner. At the bottom, it's going to be one block up. So one block up from the bottom, and then right in the corner up top. So we're going to line up our pencil, line up our ruler, go lightly and then make it solid. So again, you see we're in the very top corner, and at the bottom, we're one box up from the bottom. The bottom edge is just the opposite. We're in the bottom corner and one box down from the top. Okay, so just like that. So you can see box up, bottom corner, one top corner, one box down. Our other angle goes just the opposite way, but it works the same thing. Our top corner is going to go to one box up from the bottom. Our bottom corner goes one box down from the top. So it's the same process all the way across. So we've got that there. Our next one comes down at an angle. So again, top corner to one box up from the bottom, one box down to the bottom corner. Now you can see there I didn't quite have things lined up, so it's a little skinny. It's okay, that's why we make erasers. So I'm going to clean that up and make sure I'm really at the corners here to make this happen. This is also where having a nice sharp pencil pays off. Now you can see my width is much better, and it better matches the width of the boxes. Last one is going to come diagonally up here. Okay, so again, top corner to one box up from the bottom, bottom corner to one box down from the top, and there, my bridge is drawn. There you go.